we're going to be baking some coconut butter drops tonight, aka the world's most delicious, wonderful coconut cookies in the world. And it's going to get hot in here. It's already hot in here, so without any further ado, we're going to get our ingredients together. We're going to make a little mix. We're going to roll some dough. We're going to bake them off. We're going to eat them and enjoy them. So stay tuned, and we'll get started in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to make our coconut cookies here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the mixer. We're going to use the bowl. We're going to use the paddle. Okay. It's not the whipping kind of thing. So we'll put that there. Get that on. All right. So what we're going to need to do is start with a full cup of granulated sugar. All right. So let's get that in the bowl first. All right. So that's 8 ounces of sugar, just in case you didn't know. And now we're going to use 8 ounces of butter, which is 2 sticks. So we'll use our 2 sticks. Now this is softened butter. It's been sitting here on the counter for a little while, nice and soft, very loose. So we'll get that in there. This is a very simple recipe, folks. I enjoy it a lot. It's very easy to do, very basic, but the results are just phenomenal. Okay, so we have 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of butter. I use the salted butter because I don't feel like adding salt. We're going to turn this on low, let it mix for a moment. What I'm doing is I'm dissolving I'm creaming the granulated sugar into the butter. Once the sugar disappears, then I will add just a touch of vanilla and just a touch of coconut extract. Alright, pretty much all in there now. Alright, so we're going to just use a little shot of this guy. Our vanilla. And it only takes a drop or 2. And then we'll use some coconut extract here. And again, you don't need too much, but a nice full gap. It's going to give you plenty of flavor. So that's good. And coconut is a little more subtle than vanilla, so you can actually afford to give a little bit more. Okay, so next, now that we're all nice and smooth here, we go ahead and add 1 egg. Okay, 1 whole egg. Pop it in there. We'll let that mix in. Nice and slow. Okay. Now at this point, we should actually, once the egg is incorporated in, we'll actually give it a scrape on the bottom to make sure everything is all incorporated properly. Okay. See, it's starting to smooth out. Now the egg has pretty much disappeared. So what we'll do is we'll lift the paddle, get down to the bottom, make sure that all that butter and sugar at the bottom has a little bit of egg mixed into it. Very important for the creaming process. You smell that coconut? I do. Yeah, I smell it too. It smells good. Alright. You just want to basically clean the paddle off a little bit there. Okay, so another quick little mix. Boom, boom, boom. And there you go. Okay, so now we have our egg, our butter, and our sugar all incorporated in along with our flavorings. So now what we're going to need is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, so there's 1. And 2. Okay. And now I'm going to mix this not all the way incorporated, but almost all the way incorporated. And just before it's fully incorporated, I'm going to actually stop it, and I'm going to add the coconut at the end. So Notice that the flour is starting to incorporate in. You've got little pea-sized balls of dough. And now that it's starting to come together into one piece, that's when we want to stop it. Okay, so basically I don't want it to be fully mixed. When I put the coconut in, then I still have to put mixed coconut in. And I don't want the dough in general to be overmixed. So, we've got some shredded coconut here. Okay, and I'm going to use another 2 cups. Okay, now 2 cups of coconut is not the same as 2 cups of flour. See, because you got all those spaces in between, so by weight it's much, much less. So there's 1. And there's 2. Now that's going to give us a nice texture and extra flavor in our cookie. Okay. Alright, so now we will finish mixing this. Now once the coconut mixes in, nice and smooth, then basically the dough is going to be done. And you can see how it all falls together like that. Okay. Now I want to make sure that what's on the inside the paddle there, okay, right here, this part, I want to make sure that that gets enough flour and tightness added to it. So I'm cleaning the paddle, and I'm going to give it just one more quick mix. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so now this is kind of a loose dough, as you'll notice. It's kind of wet and sticky. Okay, so, that being said, a lot of times you'll want to chill this dough before you want to roll it. Okay, it'll make it a lot easier to roll if you chill this dough. We chill it all the way. Okay, you don't want it to be at refrigerator temperature because it'll be so firm that you can't roll it. But if you brought the temperature of this down about maybe 10, 15 degrees, it's certainly going to tighten it up enough so that you can roll it very, very easily. I have a little experience with my rolling, so I'm just going to jump right in and go for it. One thing that I can do is add a little coconut to the table, or I can even add a little bit of flour to the table. I don't really want to add flour, though, because it's going to give the cookie a shell that I don't want. I would much rather have a little bit of coconut on there. In fact, okay, I will show you a couple of different things. Number 1, we can take our dough and just pull a clump here, give it a roll like so, and put it right on the pan. Okay, now this is going to melt and spread, okay, because it's so loose and fresh, okay. One way to avoid that would be to chill the balls before we put them in the oven. Okay, so if you're baking cold dough, then you're gonna basically bake the outside shell before the inside has a chance to turn into a pile of mush and bake into a puddle. Okay, so we want to avoid that. So here I am. I'm just going to take a few of these guys. Okay, I'm rolling them, and I'm going to put these in the chill while I do another set with coconut rolled onto them. So we'll just get a few of these rolled. I want to show you the contrast. Okay, so that one's a little bigger than the others. It's best when they're all about the same size. Okay, so there's 8 of them. And I'm just going to put these in the cooler real quick. And now with this other set, okay, here's another method. We'll take some coconut. Now this is macaroon coconut, so it's super fine. It's not flake coconut. It's super fine coconut. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll take a nice clump, like so. and get it going into a lug. Okay. And now I'm using the coconut as if it were flour on the table to roll. See how it's not sticking to the table? That's because of the coconut. Okay, and then do this. There we go. And we can always put a little more coconut on. Not gonna hurt. Okay. You want it to be kind of even. Bring this around like so. And now, we use our bench scraper to cut pieces, like so. This is a great way to section out the cookies. Okay, now notice it's not nearly as messy. Okay. Basically, you got the same thing, only here we have basically a little layer of the coconut macaroon, but it's so rolled into the dough that you can't even really see it. So it's there, and it's doing the job that the flour would have done, but it's actually coconut. So we'll just run with these. Roll them up nice.
Plus, using this actually makes it so the dough doesn't get tough.
What's that?
That way the dough doesn't get tough.
Exactly. That's what we want to avoid. We don't want tough dough. We want delicate, yummy dough. We want it to melt right in your mouth. Okay. If there's a small one, you just take a little piece off of a big one. Easy peasy. That's one a little bit here, so we'll pull a piece off. Okay.
Oh, if it's your first time checking this video out, make sure you like, subscribe, and please share. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. It really helps us out.
Yeah, folks, we really appreciate when you do that.
And if you have any questions, please feel free to send us a message through YouTube.
I'd be happy to answer any questions that people have about their baking projects. Just need to ask and, get the question to me. I'll be happy to take care of it for you. So, all right. So we just got a couple more of these to do here. So we're small. I think I'm going to cut some more pieces here. Okay, so these aren't cut and clean because of all that flake coconut that's inside. But that's okay. It all rounds the same. Alright, so now it's just a matter of grabbing the right size piece. Notice how that coconut just keeps rolling right in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that smells amazing.
Yes, it does. Now, one thing that is also delicious is to do this dough exactly the way I did, only instead of using coconut extract, use almond extract, okay? And then take a few little big sliced almonds and then, roll with the almonds. Totally off the charts delicious. Okay, so these, I'm just going to throw right back in the bowl because it's all coconut, okay? And we'll roll those off in a little bit. In the meantime, folks, it's time to turn on the oven. We will bake these at our normal baking temperature, about 340 to 350 degrees. My convection oven normally bakes about 50 degrees hotter than a normal home oven. So I have my oven set at 290, 295, and we'll be right back to put the cookies in the oven as soon as the oven's hot.